Alright, so you've been scrolling on Netflix, you've seen popular tab, Creep 2. You're like asking a couple questions such as, do I need to see Creep 1? Is this movie even good? Is this movie even a horror I want to watch? And I'm here to tell you, Creep 1 itself, is it a good watch? Absolutely. Absolutely. It is a great watch, in fact. But let me tell you something. Let me add something. Do not watch this with other people. I repeat, do not watch this with other people. It will ruin the movie. Let me tell you why. Okay? When you watch this with other people, you're trying to get rid of that fear aspect, trying to make the horror movie more watchable and enjoyable. But when you watch this movie with other people, it ruins factors that you need to make this movie feel good. Like the uncomfortableness, the discomfort, and the psychological horror feel just isn't there when you're watching with other people. Alright, now that you know this movie's good, what technical aspects of this movie really stand out which make it actually a good film to watch? In technical average film bro knowledge and terms, let's go back to Documents 65 Chapter 3. We can find documentary sections, and under that, mockumentary. This film is a mockumentary. A great mockumentary. Alright, I kind of forgot all the mockumentaries that I knew. It's fine though. What makes a mockumentary so good anyways? Who cares? It's just a normal fiction film in documentary form. So some of the advantages of having a mockumentary are that you feel like you're in the person, like you're with the person. You're with the person experiencing these things as it happens, when it happens, versus a real movie where you're watching it happen. Another leading factor into the in-person feel is the fact they used a handheld camera throughout the entire film. Every single shot was held with a handheld camera. And that's another factor. This movie was cheap. This movie took no money to make, man. Very cheap and minimalistic. But that's perfect for the type of film it's trying to make. 3 cast members, man. 3, maybe even just 2. A girl's voice. It doesn't even matter, man. And that leads me to the performances, man. Not Aaron. Yeah, no. Joseph. Aaron is the other person. Joseph, the actor of Joseph, was insanely good. Performances you don't really see. It's a type of performance that is usually left for high budget films. But the reason this movie was so good because his performance was absolutely insanely accurate and made just the audience feel so uncomfortable. His smile, his demeanor, the way he just did everything, it was just that's how it made me feel. It made me feel like someone was watching me while I was watching this movie. It's that feeling when you're walking up the stairs in the dark, you don't know what's behind you. That's the feeling. That you have the feeling of being watched. That's the vibe he gave off and the movie gave off. Okay. All of this is very important to why the film's good, but what makes this different? What makes this film different from other horrors? I mean, it kind of has a basic plot and not that much twist, so what's different about this film? I think the tension between the two characters really made the difference. I mean, when you look at Joseph and Aaron, the entire time is just so weird. It's so weird, and you just need to see the movie yourself to understand that. It's just crazy. The tension's just it felt like they were right here the entire time, and I was just with them. I was just watching them, and it's just, I, oof, the bathtub scene, the scene outside the window. You need to see this film now. So I'm giving all this movie this praise. What would an actual score be? And I'll go over the negatives after the score and where it loses points. Realistically, this film is a drumroll please, an 8 out of 10. That's a good score. That's a good score for me. So where does it lose points? Where does this psychological thriller lose points? And I think it goes back to the earlier point I made where you can't watch this with friends. The whole movie isn't actually that scary. This movie is more meant to make you disturbed. Also adding to that, this character doesn't develop anyone. The characters don't develop emotionally, and you're kind of left off in the same point as you are in the beginning of the film, and it doesn't really matter. This movie is a emotionally effective movie, similar to Psycho or something, Also, for you nerds out there, this is a very slow-paced movie. I won't lie. The entire first half, very slow. You're kind of where is this going? And you're too used to the Hollywood formula where you need to have something going on. You need action. You need something in your face this instant. This movie does not for you. This movie should not be a watch for you. I can deal with it, which is why it's such a high score, but I see why other people might dislike it. So there's a lot of negatives in this movie. You can poke a lot of holes, like, it doesn't really matter. You have to watch it yourself to understand. You have to watch this movie to understand the second movie. So go at it. Go watch it. Come back here. Tell me if you liked it or not. Leave comments if I missed anything. You know, give me advice. That's it for the video.